It was the heart of the American dream, a city built on steel, chrome, and raw ambition. This is the story of how Detroit, the Motor City, rose to become the undisputed king of the automotive world, and how its own pride and complacency led to one of the most catastrophic industrial collapses in modern history. In the 1950s, Detroit wasn't just a city. It was a symbol. Factories hummed with the sound of progress, churning out gleaming steel beasts that defined an era of optimism. Workers, empowered by strong unions, earned a middle-class wage that built stable families and manicured suburbs. They weren't just assembling cars, they were building an empire. The Ford River Rouge complex was a monument to industrial might, and downtown buzzed with the energy of prosperity. Every chrome bumper, every V8 engine, was a testament to American craftsmanship and a belief in a limitless future. The neon glow of the Motor City sign wasn't just a beacon, it was a promise. By the 1960s, that promise had morphed into hubris. Detroit's philosophy was simple: bigger is better. Cars became land yachts, adorned with extravagant tail fins and powered by gas-guzzling V8 South. Why worry about fuel economy when gas was just 29 cents a gallon? In mahogany-lined boardrooms, executives, puffing on cigars, scoffed at the idea of foreign competition. Their sales charts showed near-total dominance. The American road trip in a massive station wagon, overflowing with luggage, was a cultural touchstone. Detroit was invincible, its grip on the market absolute. The industry was a party, and no one thought it would ever end. Then, quietly, the enemy arrived. At first, they were a joke. Tiny, funny-looking cars from a country called Japan, unloaded from cargo ships to the skeptical amusement of American dock workers. A Toyota Corolla parked next to a Chevrolet Impala looked like David next to Goliath. People literally laughed at them in showrooms, but behind the laughter, a revolution was brewing. Japanese factories were cleaner, more organized, and were beginning to embrace automation and rigorous quality control. Cars like the Datsun 240s who proved they could be stylish and fun. Then consumers started looking closer. They saw lower price tags, they saw better features, they saw fuel economy numbers 35 miles per gallon versus 12 that were impossible to ignore. Soon, respected publications like Consumer Reports were crowning Japanese cars as the best. The first cracks in the empire were beginning to show. In 1973, those cracks shattered. The Arab oil embargo hit America like a physical blow. Suddenly, the nation that ran on cheap gasoline had none. Endless lines of cars snaked for miles, waiting for fuel. No gas signs became a common, infuriating sight. Prices quadrupled overnight. That massive Cadillac that was a symbol of success now felt like an anchor, its owner watching in horror as the gas pump meter spun like a slot machine. For Detroit's executives, the cigar-fueled confidence evaporated into panic. Their showrooms filled with giant unsold cars became monuments to their own short-sightedness. And as sales of American gas guzzlers plummeted, the sales of small, efficient Japanese cars skyrocketed. The tipping point had arrived. The game had changed forever. By 1980, the change was undeniable. Driving through an American suburb, you'd see more Toyotas and Hondas than Fords and Chevys. Japanese cars, once a niche, had captured nearly a third of the US market. The Honda Accord was named Motor Trend's Car of the Year, a humiliating blow for Detroit. The reason was simple: quality and reliability. A Japanese car with 100,000 miles was just getting started, while its American counterpart was often a regular at the repair shop. Consumer loyalty, once a given, was shattered. People weren't just buying foreign cars. They were actively choosing asterisk, not asterisk, to buy American. The defeat was so total that Japanese companies began building factories on US soil, a stunning reversal of fortune. Faced with this existential threat, Detroit finally reacted, but its solution came with a devastating human cost: automation. In a desperate bid to match Japanese efficiency, the Big Three turned to robots. Yellow industrial arms, moving with tireless precision, replaced human hands. One robot could do the work of a dozen people, and it never asked for a raise or joined a union. The very workers who had built the empire now found themselves standing outside the factory gates, watching machines do their jobs. Pink slips citing automation became tragically common. The unemployment lines in Detroit swelled with generations of skilled laborers who were now deemed obsolete. The end came swiftly and brutally. One by one, the lights went out. The factories that had once been the beating heart of America fell silent. Permanently closed signs appeared on chained gates. Parking lots, once packed with thousands of cars, were now empty canvases for weeds. Production lines stopped mid-assembly. Cars left half-built like ghosts on the factory floor. The numbers were staggering. 140,000 manufacturing jobs vanished in Detroit alone. With the jobs went the people. For sale signs lined entire streets. Families packed up U-Hauls, leaving behind their homes, their communities, and their history. The city's population plummeted. Schools closed, businesses were boarded up, and entire neighborhoods became hollowed-out shells. The Motor City was grinding to a halt. Today, the ruins of that empire stand as a haunting lesson. The abandoned Packard plant, a colossal skeleton of concrete and steel, is a modern-day cathedral to industrial decay. Nature is slowly reclaiming what man has forsaken, with trees growing through factory floors. Graffiti on a crumbling wall reads, "We built America," a poignant cry from a forgotten generation. The story of Detroit's fall is a stark warning, a brutal case study in the dangers of arrogance and the failure to adapt. It teaches us that no industry, no company, and no empire lasts forever. The world moves on, with or without you. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world.